The Supreme Court has directed former UP Chief Ministers to vacate their official bungalows. Alok Pandey, the Supreme Court, is saying what most of us believe, or the Aam Aadmi certainly believes, that once a public servant is demitted office, they are ordinary citizens. So the Supreme Court upholding that view. So who exactly is going to be affected? Is there any Chief Minister who has voluntarily given up their official bungalows?
Well, I don't think that is the case, Sarah. What has happened, just to give you a bit of history, till 1981, in fact, in 1981, a law was passed in Uttar Pradesh that asked former chief ministers to vacate their official accommodation within 15 days of their demitting or leaving office. Now, it was never strictly enforced. In 1997, what happened was that a separate set of rules were notified, that said that, look, these chief ministers could actually retain their bungalows for life. The logic given at that point of time was that even as former chief ministers, these people have a list of engagements every day. They have security that is assigned to them. They also need to kind of have that security around them, and it requires some infrastructure. And that's why these chief ministers should be allowed to actually retain their bungalows. Now, it all went on till about 2016 when an NGO, the Lok Prahari, they went to court at some point of time. In 2016 August, the Supreme Court actually struck down these rules that were passed in 1997 and asked these former chief ministers to actually vacate their bungalows and said that, look, it is not right that these chief ministers should have accommodation for life. At that point of time, what happened was that all of these politicians from different parties got together, and the Akhilesh Yadav government that was in power right at that point of time brought in some amendments to the original 1981 law, the one that said that chief ministers cannot occupy bungalows for life, and said that, look, we will pass the scrutiny of the Supreme Court because the objections that the Supreme Court has raised are technical in nature. And that led to the status quo being maintained. Everyone kept on being in their bungalows. That order was again, that amendment in the law in the assembly by the Akhilesh Yadav government was again challenged by the same NGO in Supreme Court, and an order has come out on that today saying that, look, this is all arbitrary, this cannot be allowed, and that once somebody demits office, they are actually ordinary citizens like you and I, Sarah, and what is the use of letting them keep bungalows for life? Now, that's one part of it. The second part of it is, as you asked, who are affected. The most affected perhaps will be Mayawati of the Bahujan Samaj Party, because her house really, the amount of modifications that she has got done in her official bungalow is mind-boggling. Anyone of us who's ever traveled to Lucknow and gone towards her house know that it's like got these 20, 30 feet sandstone walls on the outside. Inside there is marble, there are statues, there are hundreds of modifications. It's cost crores to the state exchequer. When she was in power, she got all of this done, and she occupies that bungalow. Akhilesh Yadav, the former chief minister, and his father, also a former chief minister, Mulayam Singh Yadav, live next door to each other. And both of them have also got lots of modifications done to their official bungalow. Then you have NDTV, who used to be a former chief minister. He is also there. Then Rajnath Singh, the former home minister at the moment, and currently at the moment who also has a house in Lucknow. They are all affected, but it remains to be seen what the government is going to do right now. Will there be an attempt to bring in another ordinance? Will something be done to try and again somehow, do something about the Supreme Court order? Will these people actually end up leaving their homes, and will rent actually be recovered from them? I mean, frankly, if you ask me, from a cynic's point of view, it does look a little unlikely, but the Supreme Court has certainly passed these orders, and let's see what happens now.